I kind of button my shirt. So, I was able to do some work, get a little work done in the house today, and a little bit of my time card done today. Um, I still cannot, for whatever reason, I can't find my plunger. I don't know what I did with it or if it was moved, but I cannot find it. And,
That's,
yeah, go ahead.
for a guy with who evacuates at the level you evacuate, you need a plunger at all times.
Yeah, you're probably right. And
Maybe one for your mouth.
maybe, yeah. Well, that's
That's what we should make. Transparency and merit mouth plungers.
well, you know what? The world seems to want to plunge one way and wants to stop people's speech and I guess stop certain forms of reality.
We will crowdfund for a plunger, says Darren.
There we go, Darren.
Great idea.
I'm going on my weight loss challenge. I challenge you, Darren. Maybe he can come. He can come in here.
That's right. All that's required is a scale.
Yeah.
Most people have a scale. If you don't, doesn't disqualify you. You still be participating.
I think I'll get one from Target maybe Sunday or Monday.
I'm gonna get one for you, dude. I'm gonna grab one.
But that being said, yeah, I did. I think when you do a little bit of work, it does help your mental state. I've been doing a lot of just going through these black holes of YouTube. Sometimes watching the same YouTube video. I mean, like doing things over and over, repetition, and it's not good, and it's not healthy, and it's not good. So I think it is good to strive to get some work done to the best of your ability. And
I turn everything into work. Around the house here, I've got so many little jobs, and I've been doing a lot of home improvements on my own, and it's very meditative. It's very good for the soul, but I agree, always staying busy, making goals, all that stuff, super healthy. And the opposite is truly not healthy. To sit and listen to YouTubers all day, probably the worst thing anybody could do. I really believe that.
Well, they say idleness is the devil's playground, and YouTube is an idle place to a degree. Even if they're telling you the truth, you can get lost in the truth, and you can get lost in reality. And I mean, if there seems to be some really messed up things. If you're a political junkie, you're going to see messed up things on either end of the aisle. And for the most part, I don't know how much it affects my life, but I mean, certain things have affected my life as of now. Like, used to like to go out to restaurants or going to the movies. It's not something that I can do as much anymore, but it's still hard working. We got Darren in the house. Darren, how are you, buddy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I also wanted to add that while idle time is the devil's play tool, I also think that the devil is in the details. So when we go down these rabbit holes, sometimes it's just not a healthy place to go. Darren, what's up?
Any rabbit hole, you can now go down as far as you want. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, you keep going and going and going.
And the rabbit hole is what you make of it, and what you decipher and what you take away from it as well. And I think it's good to have a clear mind and always strive to work hard. And you can listen to and hear things. People nowadays think that hearing and listening to things is dangerous. At least it seems that way on social media. That that all Armageddon will begin if certain things are heard to too many people, and it's not really that much of a free society. But I guess if you're not large enough, I mean, I think there's about maybe 10% of human beings that are willing to listen to hardcore, brutal honesty, and the rest aren't. And like I said, if you are an ignorance is bliss type of person, it's probably might not be the show for you. But if you're a truth will set you free, then yeah. And actually, I don't know what type of people are ignorance is bliss and truth will set you free.
And I'd sure hate to promote the show as, a truth show. I absolutely recommend. We throw ideas out there. You and I don't agree on some of them, but at the end of the day, people need to go and look these things up for themselves. And what I truly wish is that everybody, if you don't know anything about Greek mythology, start learning that stuff. That, to me, mythology is all true. There's some great
Star
lessons
Wars
to
is
be learned.
true. I think Star Wars is true.
Jar Jar Binks.
The Force.
Everything about it. Sure seems like it.
I'll tell you this: myth has some reality, but it also has distortions, and people are biased, and they tell their own, they have their own way to look at things in life. And
did you know they're censoring the inventor of the Moderna vaccine?
Are they censoring it?
They're censoring him.
They're censoring the creator of Moderna?
Inventor. Yeah.
And how are they doing that? Like, what's happening?
Well, he's against censorship. And so he's, he wants to know all the bad effects of his vaccine, if there are any. His wife believes he's saved millions of people and should pat himself on the back. And he's proud of his work. But at the same time, he wants to know all the bad effects of the vaccine and stuff. And they took it all off of the Facebook and everything. He started criticizing them for censoring, and then they censored him for criticizing about censoring.
Well, that's really the age. The information age has turned into the age of censorship and punishment. Cancel culture came out of the internet. Cancel culture came out of social media and was strengthened by social media and the internet. And those that fight against it are also canceled. I mean, the strength behind cancel culture may not be popular, but it certainly is powerful. The ADL and the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, are not perhaps popular, but they're powerful. I mean, the ADL has turned off its like to dislike ratio. I mean, it's turned off its comments and its like to dislike ratio. But
there's some people that believe only CNN, and if it's not on CNN, it's fake news. It could be, but CNN's fake too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, an interesting CNN. Sorry, this is why I think knowing Greek mythology is so important. There was a time when CNN was not a 24-hour news cycle. It was on and off the air at whatever times. It switched over to a 24-hour news cycle when a story had hit. And it was when that baby Jessica, I don't know if you remember that story.
I remember that. Baby
Jessica had fallen into a well, and they were trying to get her out. And so if you know Greek mythology, you know that there's a mythological story called "Truth Down the Well," and it has everything to do. You see the parallels of the stories, and there you go. It said a lot. I didn't have the eyes to see it then, but when I go back now with that understanding, it's quite a thing.
Well, I think that, in the 24-hour news, that's the thing. But I think it's more of the types of people that are running the news programs and the age in which they're living in. This is the people who are running the news are largely Generation X and Generation X and millennials are now the ones making the news, and they're not, they're more likely to be editorializing than just giving the news, and they strive to give facts, and they seem to be far more censorious than the generation that came before them. And I think, and I could be completely wrong on this, but I think there was a militaristicness in the generation, the generation of before Generation X and after. They were like, I don't, give the, there were clear cut rules of what you could and couldn't do. There were clear cut rules on the way in which you presented the news, and you did not deviate from that. And today, it's kind of like it's all about me. It's my opinion, and of course, they don't want to listen to anybody else's. But there was a far more diplomatic, and let's find the truth and the facts, and let's give the full story. Today, they're not doing that, and I think that's a generational issue. Your car, is that your car?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's far more of a generational issue than it is, the 24-hour news cycle. Because I remember, Bernard Shaw and the other people, they didn't behave like Don Lemon or, or Brian Stelter. Ted Koppel never behaved in the way that these gentlemen behave. They just didn't act that way. And that is really generational. And it's less noble. These people are not diplomatic. They are moral authoritarian. They think they know what's right for
They're not acting in honor.
No.
And that's something that we are striving for here with our platform, is to always act in honor.
Yeah, they're not honorable people. I mean, and they're sanctimonious. And that was never the case with news before. And I think that's largely generational.
Sorry.
Are you backing the car up there?
No, that was the alarm for the seatbelt.
Was
it pretty loud?
It was a little bit. It's okay. It's
a beep.
It's a beep, man. Beep it.
Beep beep.
But yeah, and like I said, on this one, I certainly could be wrong, but that's what I see with modern news today, is that they are much more likely to editorialize, and they do not allow opposition, and it's very limited opposition to their views that they even allow on their programs.
I think it might go back a lot longer than we realize. I was listening to a book about Edgar Hoover yesterday, and how he would control the media and look for anything that was about him. And then he had people that would work for the press. I mean, they've had people in the press, the CIA has, for years.
So, and maybe they're doing, you're right on that. I'm saying, but the behavior is different. There's always been bias within the media, and
don't get caught up on the faceplates, though. That's the main thing. All you have to do, and I've said this a million times, you go back and rewatch Citizen Kane with what you know now and what you've observed and how you process information that you receive in the news. Go watch the greatest film of all time.
It's coming out in theaters next week.
What?
2 weeks from now. Yeah.
You want to go, Joey?
I'll go with you, dude. Yeah.
Hey.
So is Airplane.
I've been calling for that for years now. That's so cool. Thanks, Darren.
Another film to look at is the movie Viva Zapata. in the beginning, in the beginning of the film, Zapata's, he's working for the landowners, and he's like questioning the working conditions and the payment conditions, and he's protesting. And they say, "What is your name?" And he gives his name, and they circle his name. Moments later, he's the one in charge. And the government, I think it's now the government owns the land. And the people are, the workers are complaining. And now he's the one circling the names of the people that complain. And it's like, just as the right at one time controlled the news and what we were allowed to see and not see, the left does the same thing. There's no middle ground at all, and there's no there's no objectivity. It seems like, or very limited objectivity. Those in power are not objective, and it doesn't matter which side of the aisle they're on. Anyway, I have to get myself to work. So, Joe, if you want to continue it, you can continue it. But I do have to leave. Is there anything you want to add?
No. Let's finish this up. And I knew Darren called in for a reason, but that's cool about the Citizen Kane info. Let's do that, because I want to do another show today on. We're going to cover some finance. So look for another show coming up. Talking about a little bit about the market.
And me and Kings of Talk are going to have a weight loss challenge. Darren, I wonder if you're interested in that as well. Striving to lose poundage.
Hold on. Get some beeping going on. I'm going to shut off my car. There we go.
What in the world? You must be transporting. Are you transporting food around?
I picked my dog up from the vet.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Come on. I'll go to my camera.
Hope that dog's okay. There he is.
So, Darren, me and Kings of Talk are on a weight loss challenge. Do you want to get the challenge going as well?
We should take a picture of the scales.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're going to do it before, and then eventually we'll have an after.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys go. I'll send Mr. Midnight Movie a picture of my scale. I'm pretty heavy again.
You got to lose.
What?
I mean, it's good. Though losing weight is good for you. It's healthy. This country, in my opinion, doesn't have a malnutrition problem. Now there is anorexia and stuff like that, but I think a large portion of this country is an obesity problem. I'm obese. I admit it, and I want to be less. I want to reverse my diabetes and my high blood pressure. With that being said, hey, like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Also visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com.
I'll send you a picture of my scale. I'll start today.
Thanks for calling.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Later.